how do you build a large company, scale the company yourself rather than selling it? And how do you know when you have just a product or a company on your hand? So a simple test for that is market size. Are you solving a problem for a large market? If you're, for example, a gastric pacemaker for obesity, that could be a multi-billion-dollar, if you're successful, multi-billion-dollar project or product. An incremental improvement in an existing product you wouldn't build a company around it. Or if the market was, $50 million a year, it would be very hard to build a company around that. So market size is really what dictates whether you build a company or treat it as a product that you perhaps license. I think the reason, many of these companies let's take the case of Medtronic. They're a big company, but these companies have become big somewhat accidentally. They were a single product company for a long time, but they were lucky enough to get to a critical mass where they could use that currency or their money and their stock value to acquire other companies and diversify. Their handful. Boston Scientific grew the same way, and J&J started with a single small business, and they started. So if you're successful at one, Foxhall. There are some recent examples that are growing into diversified companies, but the risk there is very high. You have a very high probability, even if you have successfully developed a product, one hiccup there, and you essentially go into shutdown mode, because by then your monthly expenses are very high, and unless you're bringing in revenue, you can't sustain that very long. So the risks are very high for single product companies, and that's why you see so few of them turn into the Medtronics of the world or Googles.